Our audio conferencing solutions consist of an array of physical microphones connected to a powerful processor that runs our microphone mist algorithms. Our audio conferencing solutions essentially generate a field of virtual microphones that cover the entire room. And a virtual microphone is really a point in space on which we can focus microphone pickup. Each of the thousands of virtual microphones is monitored so the system can find the clearest and strongest audio signal in the room. So the net result is that we can pick up all the audio in a room with a solution that automatically and continuously adapts to the room, both in terms of layout and acoustics.
It sounded very much like just a marketing ploy. As we've experienced it, I'm still kind of amazed at what this little soundbar is doing to pick up the audio in these large spaces that we've been putting them in.
I mean, it's a pretty bold claim, right? This 36-inch, roughly soundbar-looking thing is going to completely, provide microphone coverage for a 25 by 25 room, and they work fantastic. It really does provide full room coverage.
The founders of Nureva have a long history in conferencing and collaboration. They very early on realized that full room audio coverage is critical. If you have remote participants, they need to hear everyone in the room to feel part of the conversation. They decided to try and see if there wasn't a way of making it easier and simpler to deploy audio conferencing technology in these large spaces. So they put together a team of really smart people from diverse backgrounds, and they took a completely new approach to audio processing. And the result is microphone mist technology. With beamforming microphone elements, you're typically picking up sound within a beam or a lobe in a room. And so that means you kind of have to pick and choose the elements that you need to fill a room. You essentially have to custom design the audio system for every room. With microphone mist, it creates a much more flexible solution. So the Nureva audio conferencing systems include speakers, include onboard echo cancellation. They include continuous auto calibration. So they will automatically adapt to the size and acoustics of the room. So really, you don't have to design an audio system for every room. All you need to know is the size of the room and the color that you want, black or white.
One of the nice things about the Nureva is it's one box. You buy the box and everything comes in it. You're not buying several parts. So you're not buying a microphone and a separate controller and this and that to make it all work. But everything comes in one package and you install and you're done.
Absolutely. Doesn't matter where they are in the room. They'll be picked up clearly and they can speak at their natural voice. You'll notice that James and I both stood up and moved, and we have full freedom of motion in the room. Why is that? Rooms aren't static anymore. People like to move. People like to do different things. You have an unpredictable number of people in the space. And critically, you also get a natural feeling. Yes, the 310 and the 410 both support full direct connect to the internet for remote management. The HDL 300 and the dual HDL 300, our first generation products, can do that via the host PC with an app installed.
Yeah, I think the last firmware update, I had 80 of these, but when you put out a firmware update, it's nice to just click update all, and all 80 some, now would be 100, all of them get it. So the cloud management is nice.
As far as time of installation goes, there's no question that this is about the easiest microphone solution that I've ever done in my life, and I've been doing this for 30 years now. The two of us go in, and even with pulling cable through the wall and everything, we can be out of room in 45 minutes. So there's a huge resource savings in time for the two of us to go in and do an install with the Nureva, which is one of the things we really appreciate. We had one installation of a Nureva microphone in a very awkward space that was built in an 100-year-old gymnasium. We were amazed at the sound pickup as well as the ease of installation.
There are three vents, one air handler in this room, and they're perpetually on. So we're in Calgary in Canada, so the Great White North, where today it is 60 degrees, middle of summer for us. So the heat is the air conditioning is rolling, but you don't hear it. I know you don't hear it. And that's automatic, so there's no programming there.
The system tunes itself. So when you first install it and power it up, it goes through what we call our fast calibration routine. And that's where we emit sort of pink noise through the speakers, and our microphones pick that up, and we use that information to understand the acoustics of the room and tune the echo canceller. We also have another routine that we call continuous auto calibration. And that's where the speakers emit a very low volume pink noise continuously. And the microphones are continuously listening to the reflections of that pink noise and continuously updating the echo canceller. The acoustics of a room can change over time. A room sounds very different when it's empty versus when it's full of people. So this continuous routine makes sure that the system's always perfectly tuned for the room.
Yeah, a single system will cover a room up to 30 by 30 for the HDL 310. You can add a second bar, which will cover a room of up to about 35 by 55 feet, so quite a large space. And then once you have those two bars, you get some additional features from our merged coverage map, as well as you can get real fancy and do divisible rooms if you need to with two systems.
Our solution knows where in the room people are talking, and we can export that data to a camera director box through an API. And so we already have integrations published for our HDL 300 and HDL 310 with companies like Nureva and Lumens.
And Extron.
And Extron, thank you.
I can't say enough how impressed I am. And like I said before, audio is my passion, and audio has been my life's work for 30 years. And I still to this day am amazed that this one bar will do what it will truly do.